Are you constantly tired, struggling with brittle nails, or experiencing unexplained mood swings? These could be shocking signs of mineral deficiency that many women overlook. In this video, I'm sharing the hidden culprits behind these and many other health concerns. It's important to supplement wisely for optimal well being. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Gayla Gorman, a licensed acupuncturist, naturopath, and author of What's Your Kryptonite? On this channel, I'm here to help you reverse the effects of chronic stress so that you can cruise through midlife and beyond symptom free, so that you can put an end to common midlife symptoms like chronic fatigue, insomnia, mood swings, issues with gut health, and even weight gain. Now, let's get started with the number one mineral deficiency that I find in many women that I work with: iron deficiency. It's the most common nutrient deficiency affecting up to 30% of menstruating women. Iron deficiency anemia can cause fatigue, weakness, and impaired cognitive function. I will say that this is not limited to women who are still having a cycle. If you have had issues in the past with your cycle being irregular, maybe excessive bleeding, then you may have gone into midlife already borderline anemic. Also, if you've tried any sort of plant based diet, that tends to make it more common for women to develop anemia. That's what I experienced myself. Many women discover that they have anemia because they're just chronically fatigued and just generally feel weak. They might have pale skin and this brittle nails that I referred to a moment ago. Even shortness of breath or dizziness can point to an iron deficiency. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2011 found that women of childbearing age are at risk for multiple micronutrient deficiencies, particularly iron, B12, folate, and vitamin D. This is the reason why, if women are planning to get pregnant or are carrying a pregnancy, they really need to make sure that they are taking additional B vitamins for sure, including folate. One of the things that you can do is get your iron checked pretty easily. My suggestion: just donate blood. It's good for you and for someone that may find themselves in a situation where they really need a blood transfusion. When you donate blood, they're going to check your iron levels to make sure that you are not going to have a problem after donating blood. I donated blood recently and was really shocked that that much blood could come out of my body and not create a problem. But I really, other than just being a little tired and needing a little extra rest to regenerate, I found that I had no ill effects from it. And it's really good to force your body to really refresh the blood. And it's more or less a hormetic stressor, a good stressor on your body. The next really common type of mineral deficiency is magnesium deficiency. It's really a significant concern for mature women, especially as we age or transition through menopause. The risk increases because we have factors like hormonal changes. We may be eating less just due to trying to control unwanted weight gain, or just having our life and lifestyle feel like it's kind of become out of control. The other thing that can create a problem is having impaired absorption. If you've had issues with gut health or digestion, then it's really common to have issues actually absorbing minerals that you're taking, even if you are supplementing. It's also possible that you are using more magnesium. Stress really burns through magnesium. And when we go through menopause and all the changes that our body is experiencing, we're burning through nutrients, including minerals, at a much accelerated rate. These are just some of the things that might be contributing to a mineral deficiency, but There's also medications. Medications can actually inhibit your body's ability to be able to absorb minerals or even causing your body to use more minerals. And then just generally our lifestyle habits. We may have habits that just aren't really conducive to making sure that our mineral levels are optimal at all times. A few of the things that you should look for to identify whether magnesium deficiency is a likely problem is muscle cramps and spasms. So I will tell you that this is the first thing I notice whenever I have a magnesium deficiency going on. I will notice that I get leg cramps or spasms in my calves or feet, and that can point directly to a magnesium deficiency. The other thing that really can be caused by a lot of different things, but magnesium might help, is insomnia or anxiety. Sometimes we may even feel like we've got heart palpitations, might even have us thinking we have an irregular heartbeat. So if you've got something like this going on, make sure you get checked out by your medical doctor. But if everything is ruled out, then it could be something as simple as supplementing with minerals. We're going to talk more about what I suggest as we move through this video. But next, let's talk about another deficiency, another mineral deficiency that's creating problems for women. Calcium deficiency affects about 3.5 billion people globally. That's the estimate, but I imagine the number is actually much higher because they're not really measuring the calcium levels in everybody. For postmenopausal women, inadequate calcium increases the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. I created another video that's focused solely on osteoporosis, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, but just know that this is a big problem for mature women. Weak bones really lead to an increased risk of fracture, and that is going to affect our mobility and really how we experience life as we age. So, this is not something that you want to leave unchecked. Muscle aches and numbness can also point back to a calcium deficiency and dental problems. So, dental problems will tend to appear as we're younger related to calcium deficiency, but it is possible that you would develop dental issues even later in life if chronic calcium deficiency is an issue for you. I'm going to share a couple more examples of common mineral deficiencies in a moment, but it's important to recognize that some of these minerals could create symptoms that are confused with chronic stress. This is an example of one of the countless ways stress creates symptoms and other health issues, especially during midlife. I created a video that shows you how to eliminate these symptoms that start piling up in midlife naturally. So I'll make sure to link to it below this video, but make sure you hit subscribe too, because I share a lot of tips when it comes to dealing with stress that's become toxic. Relieving the nasty symptoms stress creates makes navigating through midlife a breeze. So next, we're going to talk about zinc deficiency. And this is another common and often overlooked issue, especially among older adults. So as people age, their ability to absorb zinc decreases, and the dietary intake often falls below recommended levels. This makes mature adults, in particular women over 60, more susceptible to deficiency. So what zinc is an ion. It can't easily cross the cell membrane on its own because they are water soluble and the membrane is not. So zinc needs an ionophore that binds to these zinc ions and forms a complex that's fat soluble because the membrane actually is fat soluble. So this allows the zinc to pass through the membrane and enter the cell wall. This then allows it to participate in these essential cellular processes that really help zinc get the job done. Zinc's antiviral and immune supporting effects are really not to be compared with anything else. Some of these natural compounds that act as an ionophore are quercetin and a compound that's found in green tea. And this helps to increase the amount of zinc that's actually available inside the cells. And once inside, Zinc can help inhibit viral replication and support various aspects of cellular health. This is one of the reasons why it was recommended to take zinc and quercetin when we experienced the worldwide global health issue in recent years. And this is just one of those things that I really don't recommend you take long term all the time. You want to make sure that you can boost your immune system with this combination of zinc and quercetin when you need it. And if you're taking it all the time, really your body just stops listening. And then when you need to boost it, you're not going to be able to do that easily. So, this is the kind of thing that at the first sign of a problem, you want to have zinc and quercetin on hand and start taking it in some sort of therapeutic dose. So that might be 2 or 3 times the normal dose for a few days. It'll typically kick it right out if you've got some viral something or other starting. You may also want to add in some vitamin C. That's just a little extra thing that I would add into this cocktail if I've got something that I'm wanting to not allow it to get a hold, but that really is outside of the discussion here of the mineral deficiencies. It's just a little extra tidbit for you to make sure you have that home apothecary stocked, because if it takes you several days to get what you need, then it's going to be too late. The viral load will have gained too much momentum and it'll be too difficult to reverse it before it has to actually run its course. Some of the other things that are common when zinc is deficient is hair loss and slow wound healing. You may also experience a loss of taste or appetite. So, zinc is a really important mineral, but we definitely do not want to end up with our minerals out of balance. And so, I don't recommend taking any supplement long term, and zinc being one of those. Lastly, let's talk about iodine deficiency. Iodine is really important for mature women. It's essential for the production of thyroid hormones that regulates metabolism, energy production, and a lot of other bodily functions. And so many women that start working with me are already on some sort of thyroid medication because they've got an issue with their thyroid, or at least a thyroid issue was discovered in some blood panel that was run. And I would caution you before you start supplementing with any sort of medication that you make sure these nutrient levels, including iodine, are optimal, because I found for myself that just supplementing with iodine short term reversed all of these issues. And I do have to add it from time to time, but it's a short term thing. And I just shore up my iodine levels and I'm in good shape. If you find that you're having any sort of issues that point to a thyroid problem, fatigue, weight gain, even cognitive issues or mood changes, you may be having an issue with your iodine levels. There are a couple of quick ways to determine whether iodine deficiency may be causing issues. The one I like to use is basal body temperature. So the normal basal body temperature, it's measured in the armpit. It's called axillary, and it typically ranges from 97.8 to 98.2. And so if your basal body temperature is maybe regularly really close to 97 or below, then this points to your body not being able to regulate temperature properly. And this could be pointing to an iodine deficiency. You have to take this basal body temperature immediately on waking after at least 3 hours of really solid sleep. And so, this isn't something that you can just think about in the middle of the afternoon and see what your axillary body temperature is, your basal body temperature. That's not going to work. Armpit temperatures do tend to be about a half a degree to 1 degree less than our normal body temperature, which is typically taken orally. And so if we expect normal body temperature to be 98.6, right, then you can see how if your body temperature is around 97 plus or minus, that's definitely an indication that your body is tending cold. And this is a sign that you've got some sort of issue that needs to be resolved. Consistency in the timing and method of measurement is really important because you're going to have to track this basal body temperature over a period of time, particularly if you're still cycling. It's really important to track it over a longer period of time. In fact, this is one of the ways that is recommended to monitor fertility, but I'm using it for a different purpose. But you probably want to track it for a week or two or three regularly, just about every morning, and see if it's fluctuating. It's possible that it could be off for a day or two, but not consistently. And that would not really be a problem. It would need to show an abnormally low temperature regularly for a period of time in order to point to this being a problem. So if your body temperature is low, iodine levels should be checked with a lab test. You'll most likely have to visit your doctor in order to get this done. You can also use another little topical test, and we typically use Lugol's iodine. So that's Lugols, Lugol's iodine. And it can be really messy, so be careful, it will stain. But if you put a drop of iodine on your skin, and you might just do that with a Q-tip or something like that, and you'll put iodine on your skin, and then if it absorbs quickly, that tends to point to an iodine deficiency. And so you'll see it's a very dark orange color. And when you put it on your skin, it'll be that dark orange color. And if within an hour it's almost entirely faded, then that shows that your body really soaked up that iodine through your skin. So I don't really recommend taking any supplement long term. If you've been in my world for a while, you're used to hearing this from me. But even the most healthy diet is arguably deficient in all of these minerals. So taking a high quality mineral complex regularly might be helpful depending on your individual circumstances. Still, if we decide we need to take something regularly, like a multivitamin or a mineral complex, you're going to want to rotate that, maybe take it for a couple of weeks and then take a week off. You also want to rotate brands because you want to make sure that you're getting a really good variety of sources, because all of that affects your gut health and works to create a healthy microbiome. And if your best efforts to live a healthy lifestyle and do all the things you've been led to think are supposed to work aren't getting the job done, you may even be feeling like you take 2 steps forward and 3 back. In my next video, I'll show you how to manage the toxic stress that's sabotaging your efforts. You can eliminate the symptoms that seem to be piling up in midlife naturally